Welcome to It's All Fine and Dangy, where we talk about community, health, culture, and all of the big and little things that make life good. Here are your hosts, Dan and Angie.
All right.
Hello.
We are on episode 10.
I know. It is 10, isn't it? Number 10.
It's double digits.
Yay. Man, we had an action-packed week.
We really
Last
did.
week was action-packed.
That was the best kind of action-packed, though.
Yeah. I mean, Wednesday through Sunday was like, go, 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 go.
I have this new thing I like to do as soon as we start, and then bang into as much stuff around here.
Yeah,
and
I know.
Then mess with my chair and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I feel shorter today or something, or taller.
You probably messed with your chair and got three notches down or something.
I know. I'm like OCD about that. Like in the car, if somebody drives my car, it takes me a week to get the seat right again.
Yes. So, action-packed. We had Jacob's graduation on Wednesday.
Yes, we did. That was cool.
Yeah. So how does it feel being the parent of a graduate?
You know, it doesn't feel any different yet. It feels a tiny bit different because he was never here to begin with lately.
Yeah, he really isn't.
I do miss him. And, it's funny. I just texted him, I miss you, about 15, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But he was already kind of not here.
Yeah.
He's either at his lost my voice. He's either at his girlfriend's house or work.
Friend's house. Yeah,
so
he's
it's not
busy.
that much different, but it feels pretty cool. I mean, I'm proud of him for sure. It's kind of sad, but I'm also, it's too soon because they could be on summer break right now. So it's not that much different.
Once the next year comes around and he's not in school, although he'll probably be in Sumner.
He's going to go
SCC?
to community college for the first 2 years and then go to university.
Yeah. So I guess it'll still kind of be like he's in high school even almost, right?
Yeah, he'll still be living here, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I hope. But anyway, it was cool. It was neat to see him come out. It was...
yeah, they did a very nice graduation.
I thought so, too.
It was nice. It was nice.
Yeah.
And then we had 3 days celebrating our anniversary.
That's right. Our little staycation in Winter Garden.
That's right. And then on Sunday, we got back from that on Saturday. And then Sunday, we had the photo shoot with Hit Fit Gym on Sunday. So we went and did a workout on Sunday.
Okay, that was Sunday. And today is Tuesday. And I can still barely move. So what does that tell you?
You got to get back in.
I got to get to the gym more often. Oh, we have a couple people that have joined in. So I didn't see who. I don't know how. I don't remember even how I see who. So
when they comment, I think is that
what it
how
is?
you see. Yeah.
But anyway, so that was Sunday, and today is Tuesday. And if I stand up, it hurts so bad. And so this is no slam against Hit Fit Gym. It's a great gym. It's a great workout. It should really be a commercial for them because if you don't ever work out and you go in there, it's 35 minutes, kicks your butt, get your whole workout in. And you leave hobbling if you're like me. So I hope I can go back by tomorrow, but I'm still like, so sore.
So any of the trainers there would tell you, don't wait too long.
Yeah.
Don't wait too long. And remember you said you felt better when you were moving around.
Right. So
if you come home and just sit down, it's almost like your muscles freeze up almost.
So are you supposed to go back to the gym while you're still sore?
You're supposed to try.
Ooh.
Usually what you will do, though, is normally what you would do is you would work out a different area. Now, theirs is kind of a full body workout.
All in one.
So
I love that.
I'm not sure what they would suggest, how they would suggest doing that. I think what they would do is just tell you do the cardio side instead of the fit side. Because you're going to be using different muscle groups, and that's more focused on heart rate and just overall cardio health.
So I should go back in there tomorrow and do the hit side after work with the boxing gloves or whatever. That'd be cool. Yeah. Also, I just noticed, so we've updated our hashtag here to get literate, and that's going to be next month's theme, as we talked about before with reading and writing and such. But
get lit.
Nice. Anyway, back to the staycation in Winter Garden, though. We stayed at the Edgewater Hotel, or the historic Edgewater Hotel. This is the second year in a row we've done that. And It's
I love
really
it.
cool. It's like a bed and breakfast kind of hotel thing.
Yeah.
Like every morning you sit at the table with other people and hang out. And of course we love that because we can't stop talking to people.
We meet great people
We
there
did.
every year.
We met some cool people there.
We
yeah.
even have a couple that, forgive me if I don't know your name.
Tina
and
Oh, geez.
you
can't
were
believe-
sitting
was
closer
it-
to them, so
was
you were
it-
talking a little more.
Was it? Oh, I can't remember now either. I was going to say John, but
But yeah, they said that they want to get together for dinner or
Yeah.
something. So we're excited. I love chatting to people, just seeing people come from all over.
oh, I know.
But they were from they're local. So
Just
that
like
was
us.
kind of cool.
That was cool. Yeah.
Because most people we meet are from out of town. We met some people from up north, Illinois or Idaho.
Oh, I can't remember that either
Yeah,
now.
but they
It's been a
were
long
from
day.
up north. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it was very exciting. I love going to the little breakfast there. And
I do too.
And wondering who you're going to meet and seeing what they're up to.
Yeah, that whole town is so cool. And so
Love it.
I think we didn't
Love it
really
every year.
do proper introduction for this episode, but this is episode 10, as I said. This is another of our special episodes because, we normally have a guest, and we've
Yeah.
had our guest this month for
Well, there was
alternative medicine.
5 weeks in this month
Right.
too.
So we're taking the extra week and we're doing this sort of special, and then we'll switch back into our themes next month. But we decided to do this special about Winter Garden because we were going there anyway. There's a lot of stuff to talk about there. It's a cool little town. There's a lot of history there.
There is.
And
And there's, I would say it's more of like a couples thing to kind of go and do because there's a lot of restaurants and
Yeah, that's
little
true.
bars. And to me, it's more of an adult feel down
Yep.
there, but it's definitely great to take the kids on like the trail and the bike trail and stuff like that.
Yep.
But if you're looking for a good couples kind of getaway, it's the place to go.
It really is. And it's dog
Just a
friendly.
few days.
Yep.
Yeah.
We see couples walking their dogs around there. I don't know which hotels are dog friendly, but I know that the city and that whole area, people have their dogs with them all the time, which is really cool.
Well, I don't really know if there's any hotels down there except for the Edgewater.
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, I think that's the only one. There might be some down 50, but that's not going to get you in the heart of Winter Garden. And that's where you want to be.
That is where you want to be.
But I do know that the historic hotel is not dog friendly. Makes sense.
It's all
historic.
yeah.
Yeah, we got to protect the history of right there.
So tell us when it opened, Angie.
So there's some interesting stuff about this place. I was doing a little research.
Right.
And of course, they have little pamphlets in there in the room. So I read all that when we go in.
Right.
But it actually had its grand opening January 26, 1927.
27. Wow.
1927. And it was open for years. And then, of course, as most hotels do, it just kind of people stopped coming. And then they had a reopening in 2003 after they did some work on it. When it first was built, is one of the safest and most I cannot say the word.
Technologically advanced.
There you go. Whatever.
How did I guess that you were going to say that?
In the country. And reason being is they had the working elevator,
Right.
which they still have, the original. We touched on that last week.
Yeah.
So the Otis elevator.
Oh, that's what it's called. Otis.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it still works. It is the only functioning one of those in Florida. Not in the United States, but in Florida, it's the only functioning one.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. And then I thought these were some really cool tidbits of information. In the 30s,
Right.
it was actually considered a full-service fishing lodge. So Lake Apopka was huge for bass fishing
Right.
back then, and fishermen would come from all over, and they stayed there. But yeah, that was pretty cool. And the fishermen actually had the fireplace built in the bottom, so it made it like that real lodge feeling.
wow.
So they, that's something they added to the people that stayed there a lot, I guess.
Right.
And then they also add cleaning stations to each floor so that you had a spot to store your fish in the fridge, clean it, and put it in the fridge.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that pretty cool?
Very nice.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
And people like Clark Gable stayed there. There was movie stars that stayed there.
Wow.
There was a lot of politicians, like senators and stuff that came through and stayed there as
Wow,
well.
that's neat.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
So one of the things that's cool about the hotel is the hallway. And I did like a 360 video last year of it. I probably shouldn't dig that up again, but the hallway is like stretching on forever. It seems like there's like a rug, like a runner that goes down the hallway, and it's like yellow, and it totally looks haunted.
And there's a
sadly.
red door right at the end.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
For the exit.
But it's not haunted. According to the people that work there, because we asked them, they said, no, sorry to inform you, it's not haunted. But anyway, it looks like it is. It's very cool. You could film like an old horror movie in there.
You definitely could. So in the 40s, they actually used it to house World War II soldiers that were about to be sent overseas. So it was actually used for that. So that was interesting. And in the 60s and 70s, they accommodated a crew that was working on a special project located right in Orlando.
60s and 70s.
Yes. There was a secret project. And the crew and the people that were working on that secret project stayed there.
There must have been a lot of people working on this project. It was Disney.
It was Disney. Isn't that cool?
It's very cool.
Yeah. So, and, I think it's pretty cool that they try to keep as much of the history in there as possible. So they have anything that they could restore or keep that was original is in there.
Oh, you can tell that too, like in the kitchen area. It's really cool.
Yeah. And what they do is if there's a piece of wood or something that needs to be replaced, they actually take wood from other parts that they've salvaged and they make it look just like the wood that's already in there.
Yeah.
And we actually met the carpenter that...
We did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool.
There's sections of things that aren't quite done because they're waiting until they get the right kind of wood, which is pretty neat.
Yeah. So it's really cool. But there's all sorts of little cool antiques in there and, old piano and telephone. And we've got some pictures on the video. So.
It's fun. There's like a little sitting room and a big dining area and they serve breakfast every morning. Yeah.
Same breakfast that they served in the 20s.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's very traditional. It's like
very
pancakes and eggs. And...
Yeah. But I think it's really cool, too, that they have basically not a fully stocked kitchen, but they have snacks in there for you to grab in the middle of the night, waters, coffee. I mean...
We did that actually one night. We came back and had like cereal.
Fresh fruit and cereal and bagels. I mean, it's kind of cool.
It really
what they
is.
offer that they
and
have
it's
that there.
Super reasonable. I mean, I don't know if the rates change throughout the year, but it was crazy inexpensive when we went.
Probably when they have large events or something. Yeah, it's very reasonable. Yeah.
They even let us take our bicycles, and wheel them into the lobby and hook them to like the fireplace table or whatever, so we don't have to leave them outside and worry about them getting stolen or anything.
Yep, they did. I love it.
I do too.
I'm glad that's our tradition.
I am too, and it's my favorite thing is the Chef's Table restaurant. They do. If you choose this back there, you sit basically right where the chefs cook. The chef that comes to your table and kind of goes through the menu, you have like a couple different options for each item. It's like a 4-course meal, including a cheese tray if you do that, including a wine pairing with each phase of the meal if you do that.
We did that.
Which we did that. And
we do it all.
It is just so good. I just can't even describe how good it is. Oh. It's Angie had, I'm going to butcher this, I know it. I'm going to call it the Foie Gras.
Don't say the S.
Foie Gras.
Foie Gras.
Foie Gras?
Yeah.
Okay, so true story. I looked at the menu and I thought this was some kind of healthy vegetable item because it looked like it said grass. And so I'm from the South. But I guess it's probably a Southern dish, honestly, because it's duck liver.
Yeah.
And as disgusting as that sounds...
It was not disgusting.
It was the best thing I had there, and I didn't even have it. It was eating some of hers.
And I'm telling you, they tell you how to drink the wine with your food. So our server, Jeff, who is amazing, we had him the first time we went there.
That's right. It was the same guy.
The very first time that we went, we just did the dinner. And then the second year we had somebody different when we stayed in the hotel. And then this year we had Jeff again. Yeah. But he tells you exactly how to drink. He says, okay, take some of the wine in your mouth, swish it around a little bit, then put the duck in there. Just let it melt in your mouth. Yeah. And he was not wrong.
He was not wrong. You can tell when the person that is serving the food is a total foodie.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how Jeff was.
He's so excited when he tells you about it. He's excited about the experience you're about to have.
He really is. He was all jacked up and he's like, you got to try this. Okay, you got to try that. And then even like one of the wines that he recommended, and he goes, oh, it's one of my favorites to have around this time. And then sure enough, he had it. I was like, I thought he was just kidding, but he was over there and he with his own glass. So it made me respect all of his comments after that because you knew he was being authentic.
Yep.
He even tried to tell me, like, I got the steak, which is amazing. It's the best steak I've ever had. I knew that from the last year I was there, but you could tell he was trying to nudge me towards the lamb, which is what you got, and
or the pork chops.
Or the pork chops.
The pork chops is what he was trying to nudge us.
Oh, is that
towards.
What it was? Well, the lamb was amazing too. So what I decided I'm going to do next year, I'm going to get everything they tell me to get.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot go wrong because all of it is so good, but I'm just, whatever they recommend, I'll take it.
That's right. Just you pick what I'm eating, Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay. You tell me what I'm eating. There you go.
And we're such clean and good eaters, but
that whole week we hadn't been though.
But no, we hadn't been nearly, well, because the kitchen had been gone, but now we're back to it. We're drinking green smoothies and all this stuff, but
yum.
Anyways, I won't get into that. But anyways, that we're not that decadent with dinner, but that night I was just like, whatever with the wine, whatever with the food. And by the time you finish your meal, you've had like 5 glasses of wine, but all we have to do is walk upstairs to our hotel room. So it was great.
Yeah, that's really nice.
It really is. It was fun.
So have you ever eaten at the front part of that?
I have, actually.
Yeah.
They have tapas in there. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember if it was a business thing or so. I can't remember, but I remember going. I remember them bringing the rounds of tapas out. I'd actually been to the bar there too. Really late, many years ago on a date or something, and I thought this place is like dead. There's just a bar. I had no idea that it is like a 5-star restaurant in the back.
They have so many awards. Remember, we were trying to read them all on the wall?
Wait, there's a new one. I wish I would have. I'll look for this before when we do the latter half of this. But I got a notification that they got something this year.
Oh, cool.
And I don't know what it was, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. The surface is amazing. It's just...
It really is. There's nothing like it. You actually look forward to the server coming back to talk to you each time. Yeah. It's really neat.
But, they give you they don't keep checking up on you. They let you really enjoy it. And it's not like normal waiters and how you doing? Need anything else? No.
And then they're gone. Yeah.
They're not giving you anything else anyway. This is what it is. Yep. You know what I mean? But it's perfectly timed. Their service is perfectly timed when they come back to the table.
It is. And one of my favorite things happened this year that happened last year too. And that is Angie doesn't finish any of her glasses of wine. So we just slide those over here.
I finished some of them, but those last 2 kind of get me.
So I end up with a little collection of wines that I'm finishing as dessert comes out.
But you don't have the food to go with them. You're like, I don't care.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, well, we'll have to go there just to do tapas one time because me and you have never been there together.
Oh, that would be neat. Well, I don't remember. That's the first time I ever heard of that concept, actually.
Well, I did go there, I think, with my mom one day, and we went in there to get a snack, and we just shared something, but it was delicious. Yeah. It was very gourmet, like the back room is.
Right.
And my mom's just like, what is this? Something, I don't know. I'm hungry.
Yeah, it was. I remember it being
was
really
delicious,
good
whatever. I don't remember what I had, but pickled something. There was pickled something, or I don't know. Anyway.
Well, there's so much to tell you guys about Winter Garden. It has the bike trail goes through there. There's lots of little shops through there. It's there's other restaurants we want to talk about in there. There's a farmer's market there, and so we'll get into more detail about all that stuff.
Because that was just night 1, the chef's table.
Yeah. Oh, look, I'm so low on the camera this time you can't see my hands going crazy everywhere. So this might be the right angle. But anyway, so we'll save that for the rest. And so one more thing I wanted to add, though, as fun as this Facebook Live thing is, and as much as Angie and I said 2 weeks ago, let's just make it every single Tuesday at 8 p.m. We're struggling now to actually make it. I worked today from like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I barely got a shower and sat down here to get started in time. So as fun as this is, I don't think we're going to be able to do it every Tuesday. I think we'll still do it on Tuesdays at 8, but it'll be a little more random as far as which Tuesday it's going to be.
Or maybe once a month or the last Tuesday of the month or something like that, just so we can schedule it in and we know, okay, let's not schedule anything that Tuesday.
Right.
But it's been pretty challenging every Tuesday.
It really has. And I think it's because we have home
extra
renovation.
Work, renovation.
Yeah. So, I'm doing all kinds of work besides work.
Yeah. Helping with the charity.
Yes. The websites for the charities and stuff like that too. So Anyway, we'll do this again, but we're not going to do it every Tuesday because we simply just can't. We can't make it work right now. We're just too busy.
Yes, we are. But we liked chatting with you guys, definitely.
Yeah, we definitely do.
All right. So we'll wrap it up and then we'll share the information station with some more information about Winter Garden next.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about it, and we'll wrap up the whole week that we had there, or the 3 days that we had there
3
on
days.
Thursday. And even though they pulled it from the Winter Garden raise and review for whatever reason, I don't know. I never understand how the admins work on those things. But we want to welcome those of you that have found us from that. As I posted on the raise and reviews before it got pulled, we don't collect any money for this podcast. We don't accept any money for this podcast. We do this strictly to really mostly raise awareness about community events and get people more involved in their community. We do it to get ourselves more involved in the community primarily. We do it to raise awareness for local charities and to get ourselves involved in the charities as well. So if you found us from the Winter Garden Raves and Reviews, welcome, and thank you guys for tuning in.
All right, guys, have a great night. Yay.
All right.
This is Dr. Linda Mattioli with Origins Functional Medicine, and you're listening to It's All Fine and Dangy.
Okay, so welcome back, guys. We just wrapped up the Facebook Live, and I wanted to say a couple more things real quick about the Chef's Table. What I was trying to remember during the first segment was that I'd recently read that the Chef's Table, we saw a bunch of things on the wall in there about years past, but this year in the Orlando City Magazine, the Chef's Table was nominated in the 2019 Dining Awards Reader's Choice as the best Chef's Table. And that's a category for restaurants that have that type of feature where you can sit in the back where the chefs are, and they came in number one. Doesn't surprise me. They also got the Florida Trend Golden Spoon Award in 2017, the Diner's Choice Award in 2018. Suffice it to say, it's an amazing restaurant.
Yeah,
it
doesn't surprise me at all that they got that this year.
Yeah, me neither.
It's pretty cool. So that's what we did the first night we were there. And then we just went back to our room and let all that food just settle in our belly. It was wonderful.
We literally plan around that. It's terrible and decadent as that sounds, but honestly, by the time you have all that food and 4 glasses of wine, you're just perfectly content to do nothing.
And so the girls aren't there to let you up the elevator. Sarah normally is the one that kind of takes you up and down the elevator.
That's right.
And so you have to walk up those very steep stairs. And they had heels on, of course.
Yes.
Oh, I know what we did that night, too. We went out on the balcony and just kind of chilled and nobody was roaming around. So it was nice and peaceful and quiet and just listening to cars kind of come and go. And that was up on the 3rd floor.
Yep. So that's at the historic Edgewater. And up on the 3rd floor, they've got, it's almost like a room, an outside room. It is a balcony, patio. But it's like a screened in patio thing. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's really nice.
That was cool.
So the second night we were there, we slept in a little bit the next morning.
Which is unheard of for us.
And we just kind of wandered around the town, had some lunch, just really enjoyed kind of chilling.
We went to, what's that place you like? So this is going to sound so boring to people, but the
Sacred Olive?
The Sacred Olive.
Yeah.
And so because we're eating clean again, now we've got our kitchen back. One of the challenges I constantly have with eating clean is all of my favorite salad dressings are like blue cheese,
creamy,
ranch, and we can't really eat that. So Angie helped me. What was the lady's name in there? Debbie?
Donna, I think.
Donna. It was Donna.
Yes.
You're right. Good memory. But she helped us kind of find these oils and vinegars that you mix together that actually taste. I don't normally like oil and vinegar, and it's like flavored. You could probably explain
there's like 1,000 different combinations in there. It's amazing. And it's a very good quality extra virgin olive oil.
Yep.
And I think they just have regular olive oil too, but it's cold pressed, which that's the kind of olive oil you want to get the best health benefits from it. And it's just very rich tasting. And just so everybody knows, you can take spoonfuls of olive oil and just put that into your daily routine. It's good for you.
Yeah.
And So we did that. We picked up some olive oil and some balsamic vinegar to bring home. Just kind of walked around and chilled. It was very nice.
Oh, we went to that taco place.
Oh, yes. We did go to the whole enchilada.
The whole enchilada.
And they have a really cool upper deck area that has the bar up top and just very loungy and really cool place to just chill out.
Yeah, it was like an outdoor couch kind of thing that we sat on and just kicked back in the sun. It was so fun.
Yeah, it was very nice. And then that night we geared up to go to the Garden Theater.
Oh, yes. That's right.
So we went to our play. Well, really a musical. It was more of a, I guess a lot of plays are musicals. It is a musical.
So what's interesting about the Garden Theater, did a little research on it, and because of the acoustics and the shape of it, they kind of cater more to musicals. But a few things that were interesting about the Garden Theater to me, and we highly recommend going here. It's such a quaint little theater. It was actually built by one of the Vanderbilts back in 1896, and I don't know, it's William Vanderbilt. I don't really know.
They're responsible for a lot of architecture, I think, yeah.
But it was built to be an American Horse Exchange, and I don't know what that is.
Oh, well, probably a place where breeders come and probably, I don't know. We'll have to do a little more research.
Yeah.
I would think that a horse exchange is someplace where people can come and almost
exchange horses?
Well, when they're looking for a stud to stud their mares or whatever like that.
Right.
That's what I would think it is.
That may be what it is. But anyway, interesting because, so that was in 1896. And then in 1911.
So much history here with this little town. I love it.
I know. Isn't it crazy? So in 1911, it somewhere between there, it changed ownership. In 1911, it was converted by an architect to be used as a theater. So that's when it officially became a theater.
Very cool. And it's a nonprofit too, I believe.
It is a nonprofit, yeah. Which is super cool. One more little fun fact, though. Between 1934 and 1936, it was very popular for traveling shows and traveling artists. And Josephine Baker, Buddy Ebsen, and even Bob Hope have performed there, which I thought was pretty cool.
That's awesome. So here's how I was first introduced to the Garden Theater. This is how I knew about this. Years ago, a friend of mine invited me to go like a little group outing.
Right.
And they were going to the movies. And I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. Well, we go to this little tiny theater and I'm like, what in the heck is this? I mean, it was really cool looking.
Yeah.
And what they did is you bought your movie ticket. I remember they served wine in there back then. I got my little glass of wine.
Yeah.
Pre-movie, they had a local artist. This case, it was a little group that got up and sang.
Right.
And so they try to promote local artists or local talent. And they did this pre the movie, and then they showed like an older movie because the screen's not huge in there, right? So they showed an older movie. It was like nostalgic, to kind of see something.
They still do that.
Yeah, they do that. And so that's how I was first introduced. So that's why our first year I had booked, I wanted to see the play there. We saw The Hunchback of Notre Dame last year, which was amazing.
We did. And just for me, I love plays in general. I love theater in general. So I would be gushing over any of them. But this one, it's hard to explain, but it's not just a stage in a room. They've built like false walls with little false roofing down the sides of each wall a little bit. So it gives it sort of a really cool, hard to describe atmosphere, but it's really cool.
So the play this year was great.
It was.
There was a lot of young talent in this play.
Yes.
I mean, there was some ballet in it, some dancing, singing, of course.
Yep.
Some of the actors really stood out.
Yeah.
Right? And the young talent in this was just amazing.
Really. And the play was Billy Elliot, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it had, Elton John wrote the music for that.
Yeah, I know.
So you could kind of feel that a little bit.
What's interesting is the director, if you read the pamphlet, said that it took him either 3 or 4 years to get it there after he saw it in New York.
Yeah.
I think he saw it in New York. I don't think he was the one who put it on in New York. But either way, there was a lot of time spent putting it together and bringing it there.
Well, they did a great job.
I agree.
They did a really great job. And something else cool that the Garden Theater offers now is they do these interactive movies.
I still want to go do that.
I know. So this year they have June through the end of the year. I mean, I thought the one in December would be really cool. Home Alone 2.
Oh, that would be cool.
So they give you like a little prop bag that comes with your movie ticket, and you actually interact during the movie. So I'm assuming, I haven't been, but I'm assuming they have actors that kind of probably come around and try to get you to remember something about the movie. I don't know, but we got to check that out.
We really do.
So this
I'd love to bring one of the kids.
Yeah, this would be a great thing for families in the summer.
I say one of the kids, Rachel, because she's hanging around.
And we'll have links to that on the website so you guys can check out the Garden Theater and see what they have to offer this summer.
Yeah.
And if you want to get your kids into acting, I know they do summer camps and stuff there, and I think they're doing some auditions there right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
They're also doing The Princess Bride, which I think I saw maybe once or twice back in the day, but that's like a cult classic now.
Yeah.
So that'd be a fun one too.
And then I do know that that Grease is coming up.
Oh, that one's going to be super popular.
And Flashdance. I have to go see that
Oh
one.
my goodness. So
I want to see how they turn that into a play.
Well, you and Rachel will have to tell me how Flashdance was.
Stop it. And then you know what we did Saturday.
I know what we did Saturday.
You had fun filming.
I did have fun filming. Yeah. Saturday. Well, I filmed the whole time, so that's a little bit of a cheat.
So we hit the trail.
We did hit the bike trail, yep.
That's our norm. That's what we do. The first night we stay, we go and eat the fancy dinner, and then we chill the next day. Then we see the play that night. Then we wake up not so bright and early, but when it's checkout time, and we hit the trail.
Yep. And we do, what do we do, 15 miles this time?
We did a little over 15 this time. So where we start, Winter Garden has an amazing bike trail. Very family friendly, especially. So if you're looking for an easy ride, for first-time bikers, or even if you got little ones, starting at the West Orange Trail is a great place to start.
I agree.
Now, that being said, once you get into the South Lake Trail, which is headed towards Claremont,
right,
Mineola, Montverde, out in that area, it gets a little more difficult. It's a little hilly.
Yeah.
It's a challenge, I'm not going to lie, especially in the heat of the day. So you want to get started early if you are going to do that end of the trail.
So, it lists as a 22-mile trail, and I don't know where that starts and where it ends, but that's with the West Orange Trail. So I don't think I think Winter Garden is like the middle of the trail already.
Yeah, it doesn't start there. It starts more up. Is West Orange start in Apopka?
It might.
I think it starts in Apopka and it goes all through them woods back behind the Winter Garden. I think it's West Orange School.
Yep.
And then, if I'm correct, and then it goes, remember that part that has like the huge fence that we always go by?
Kind of.
Yeah, back in those little woody areas and comes up into Winter Garden.
But
that trail spreads so far.
It does. And so what was I saying? Oh, so it lists as 22 miles. So it's kind of the middle of it in Winter Garden. But the interesting thing is part of it is rails to trails, which means it's been converted from the old railroad tracks. And you can tell where it's definitely not that, because the rails to trails is like a project that's been statewide. It might even be countrywide, but it's where they convert the old unused railroad tracks to bike trails. And they only go a certain grade steepness. So it's mostly flat with gradual hills, because trains
through Winter Garden, then it's probably used to be the old
train track. And it could be, but, you mean right down the middle?
Yeah,
maybe. But when you get to those really hilly spots that you and I were talking about, the ones that we go down, then it is no longer from a train, but that's where it starts becoming work.
And they also have along the trail too, which is kid friendly. They have a couple parks. They have the West Oak Park, I think it's called. It's a little, you can stop and pull your bikes up and go through a little nature trail, do a little walk.
Yep.
And then there's also a butterfly garden.
That's right.
And they have that other huge tree that a park has been built around
We
that.
were going to stop and do that. We have to do that next time.
And it's around like a little lake, and there's a picnic area.
Gorgeous out there.
Yeah.
That's where they've got like the carvings of the alligators and stuff out of the tree stumps and things. Yeah.
And there's really beautiful neighborhoods over there, like bungalow style houses.
With the garages in the back and the porches in the front. Yeah, I love that
Gorgeous.
style.
And I love the houses that face the trail, and they got like their little gate that they can walk right on the trail anytime they want to take a walk.
I know. How cool is that?
When are we moving there?
Well, we're in the middle of home renovation. Let's fix it up, then sell it.
But I want the Airstream more than a permanent house.
Maybe
so,
we get both.
Okay.
So the other thing that we've now turned into a bit of a tradition is on our way back. So we're bragging about how we do the 15 miles and burn off all that food. And the last stage of the 15 miles is a stop right at the Can Brewery. And that's one of my favorite things to do there. That brewery opened in 2014. They do brewery tours and things there, which we haven't done. But what I love about it is they have maybe 10 or 20 homemade beers on tap. I guess that's what you call it. But everything from like ciders to lighter beers to ales and reds. And I'm not like a beer aficionado, but my favorite one there is the Freedom Ride Stout. It's a dark beer. Yeah. It's really flavorful. But
that's
I always
actually the one I got. Oh, no. Did I do that one or the coffee one?
You got the chocolatey. I can't remember the name of it, but
I know. I got like a pint of it and I drank the whole thing.
She got like one of the sample shot glasses and I had to drink half of it. But Angie's not a beer drinker really, but
I try it though. I try.
The cool thing is the sampler, it's like shaped like an airplane or something. And it's like four
It is.
smaller glasses. So you can get like a variety.
They're $10.
It's $10. It's great. And honestly, I forgot to remind you this year that you want to get the sampler so you can get a little sip of each one, because that's what we did last year. And then I got to drink both the samplers. So next year we have to remember.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing.
I think you drank the cider one last year.
That was the only one. Pineapple. They had a pineapple beer.
Oh, do they?
It was a pineapple. Yeah.
Wow.
And it was delicious. It might have been a cider. I don't know, but I liked it.
But it's really cool. It's I think it's called the Marketplace that it's in right there. It's a little strip of
restaurants.
Yeah, it's all in one building, but it's like
everything.
A barbecue place and restaurants, and there's too much stuff in Winter Garden for us to talk about in one podcast. So maybe next year we'll talk about some of the other things that are there. But I will put links on the website under the information station for all.
I forgot that's what we're at. We're at the information station.
We are. We didn't officially announce it. This is a much more loosey-goosey podcast because we're not going in and out of a guest interview. But so I'll put links to the Crooked Can and to the Garden Theater and the hotel, and most importantly, the chef's table.
That's right.
But all these things to check out, because Winter Garden is really, it's like a hidden gem here.
Yeah. And so normally on Saturday, we would have got up and went to the farmer's market.
Yes.
And we go there regularly. We have a guy that we get our pastured chicken from there.
We need to remember what his name is so we can put him on the show.
Azalea Farms is the name.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we usually go to the pharmacy, get Farm, Farmacy. It's called the Pharmacy. It's a little store front down there.
Right.
They had been at the farmer's market for years. That's how I found them. And then they opened a storefront. Nice family that owns it, family run. So we go there and get our veggies there. But we did not go because you know what we were doing? We started chatting with more people at the bed and breakfast.
That's right. That's what we do.
We did. So we met some more people and chatted it up. And so we didn't get to the farmer's market, but we go there normally. I mean, you get fresh, locally grown produce there. There's a guy that catches fresh fish and brings it, and shrimp, and there's plants and, everything homemade, that you can think of. That's a great place to buy gifts for people if you have any upcoming, birthdays, for Christmas, for whatever coming up. Support local businesses, small businesses.
I agree.
So, I love it.
The seafood guy there, I don't know, which things are necessarily wild caught or whatever, but I do know the seafood guy there's got everything. The Azalea Farms that you mentioned, the reason we go to him is because they are pastured chickens, which means they eat all natural diet. That's not an easy thing to find around here. We've looked around. There's not a lot of sources.
All natural, we mean that they eat what they're supposed to.
Exactly.
They get to graze the land and eat worms and weeds. They're not given feed.
Yes, and corn and
if
stuff.
they are given feed, it is things that they would eat in nature.
That's right.
In
Nature.
Yeah, and the guacamole ladies there.
Oh,
you missed the guacamole this year.
That's my favorite thing.
We got to go back Saturday.
At the sort of farmer's market section of it, where you're kind of walking around all the busy sections where all the food is, I need to also find the name of that place so I can give them a shout out, because they're peeling the avocados right there on the spot and making the guacamole fresh.
That guacamole don't make it home.
It never does. But they make really good salsa and really good guacamole. And just talking about it right now is killing me.
Yeah, because we need to cook dinner. That's why.
I know.
I wanted to shout out two of the girls that I always that we have seen the past couple of years that we stayed at the hotel, and that is Sarah. She's always the one that like checks us in and takes us up the elevator. And then Lila. She's the really nice younger girl that is usually making the breakfast. So I just want to shout them out. You guys are great.
Yes, thank you so much.
One of the reasons we come back every year.
Both mornings, I forgot to tip. And both mornings, I had to chase down Lila and go tip her. So if you stay there, leave them a little tip after you have breakfast because it's totally free and included with but they're making it and they're bringing it out.
And they're just very nice. They're very pleasant to be around and chat with. And it's very, very exciting. So guys, tell us what you think, or if you have any suggestions. We love hearing your voice. We love when we do Facebook Live and we're chatting with you, but we want to hear you. So give us a call, 407-490-3899. You can find that on our website, or shoot us an email, feedback@fineanddangy.com. We want to hear what you have to say.
Yes, and input. If you've got thoughts or questions or suggestions, we've got the next couple of months outlined for guests, but we are always open to the possibility of doing what we're now referring to as special episodes or special topics, or anything that we feel might sort of add value to people that are listening in the community, to charities in the community. And it doesn't really have to be super strict. It could be something silly, but if it's some people may find value in that. So please let us know what you think, and if you've got suggestions or anything like that. You can find us on all social media at Fine and Dangy, and we would like to ask you guys to subscribe, as we always do. If you're not already subscribed to the podcast, we can't thank you guys enough for the continued subscriber count. We're seeing it climb continuously, and I'm
some
humbled.
Great reviews.
I really am humbled at the reviews.
Very nice reviews.
And the just the audience that, you guys are continuing to spread the word, and we really appreciate that. We also say that, if you're in need of help of any kind, ask for it. If you don't know who to ask, then call us, because we have also started sort of growing our connections with local charities. And
it's funny you say that, because I was going to say, if you need help, reach out.
Yes.
Maybe there's something we can do to help.
Absolutely.
We want to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And, so this year is this podcast is about the memories that me and Dan were making, right?
Yep.
So what kind of memory will you make today? And will it make a positive impact on somebody else's life? Make a memory that will stick with somebody else. They're always going to remember that moment where you did something kind, where you said something that uplifted them, that made a real impact or change in their life.
And you're always going to remember the look on their face or the response you get from them after you help them. You'll remember that more than you'll remember getting something.
That's right. That's right.
For sure. Well, that's it.
That's it. We're going to wrap it up.
After all this talk, I'm ready to go back to Winter Garden again.
I know, me too. I've been counting down the days till next year, buddy. I know. I kind of feel like, oh man, why do we only do it once a year? But it makes it really special.
It really does make it very special.
Going and staying and actually, being there for 3 days.
I do think that, we do a lot of kayaking and outdoor stuff, and I love that. And I think maybe we should do some specials around some of the places that we go to often, like Wekiva Island or King's Landing or Juniper Run or whatever. But I also think it would be cool to do similar episodes like we just did for Winter Garden, to go stay in Altamont for a night or two, or go stay in Apopka.
Maybe we can find some little places that, even if it's like camping or a campground or something like that. So that's on our agenda.
So that's on our agenda now.
And just remember, at the end of the day, it's all fine and dangy. Great, babe.
It was. I ran out of coffee early.